Thank you so much for your precious time here. I really appreciate you joining here. It really means so much that you're here and then I'm able to talk to you because I have something very exciting up in my sleeves today. As you already know, if you ever hung out with me before, I personally love exploring our feelings, emotions, and thoughts through neuroscientific reliable information that can be even studied in college and or in reliable scientific encyclopedias. But look, this isn't my opinion, this is what neuroscience shows, and it will get low-key fucking mind-blowing for me, at least. Mind-bending for me. Your brain doesn't care how big the problem is, okay? It only cares how unsafe you feel. And now you're like, what the fuck? I feel completely safe. I don't fear literally anything. What the fuck are you talking about? Are you okay? But listen. So imagine two people go through the exact same thing, lose the same amount of money they grinded their bodies away from, hear the same words, live the same moment, and they feel completely different. One just shrugs it off, and the other feels like everything is collapsing. Like their entire life, their entire identity is being attacked. They feel literally attacked inside their soul, like they're on flames. And usually, when we feel like that, when we feel like our soul is on flames because of a problem, we try to control it by willpower. We try to think harder. We try to resolve it better. We think and we think and we think, and the worse and the worse and the worse it gets. But this isn't controlled by willpower. Your brain doesn't measure problems logically. Only the thinking part of the brain, called prefrontal cortex, but your brain, as the whole brain, doesn't measure problems logically, only the tiny part called prefrontal cortex. I don't know if it's tiny, but it's not the whole brain, it's only a part of the brain responsible for thinking. So your brain doesn't measure problems logically, and it measures your body, your heart rate, your cortisol, your hormones, your blood sugar, your nervous system tension, your energy levels, glucose, magnesium, serotonin, norepinephrine, dopamine. If your body is already a bit unstable, tired, stressed, low on energy, the brain takes a small problem and turns up the volume. Not because the problem is big, but because the signal inside you is loud. And so, if those body signals were balanced, the same loss of money wouldn't feel as tearing your soul apart that much, or the same amount of loneliness, or the same amount of financial pressure, or the same amount of lack of excitement in life, or the same amount of hurtful feelings when you compare yourself to others with their life and literally whatever. So the brain takes a small problem and turns up the volume, not because the problem is big, but because the signal inside you is loud. So it feels big, it feels urgent, overwhelming, almost like something serious is happening. And at the same time, someone else can be in a much worse situation and feel almost nothing. Not because they're stronger, but because their internal signals are quieter. It's about the state the body was when the situation happened. Your brain is always asking, is this safe? And sometimes the prefrontal cortex, it answers that question based on your body, not reality. So the size of the problem and the size of how it feels can be completely different things, which is crazy, you know. And your brain is just trying to protect you, and sometimes it literally exaggerates the threat, and the more you try to resolve it, the worse it gets. And then when you finally stop caring about it, you get in a calmer state and suddenly solutions appear. So thank you so much for your precious time. I was really excited to share this because I was struggling with some problems and something that felt very, very heavy, and I decided to share this. Thank you so much for your precious time. Feel free to hang out with me even more and explore many fascinating things about our brain, our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. But please don't ever feel like you have to or like I am forcing you in any way, shape, or form. Take care, especially take care, and I can't wait to catch you soon.